author and the link to the original poster down in the description. Am I the a-hole for telling my cousin she's overstayed her welcome? About 2 months ago, my older cousin, 27 female, and her BF, 25 male, moved into my house because of certain circumstances. I happily accepted them into my home because me and her were always close growing up. I'm 26 years old right now. I work part-time while still making enough to pay all my bills and still have more than enough to spend on myself. My cousin, on the other hand, lost her job and her boyfriend is still pulling the "I'm trying to work on my business" crap. For the first couple of weeks everything was fine. It wasn't until a full month had passed that I noticed that they weren't exactly the tidy type. I didn't have OCD or anything, so I just kindly told them to start picking up behind themselves and maybe do some chores around the house since they weren't paying rent. For the next few weeks it was nice and they did everything I asked of them. It wasn't until the 2-month mark hit that I completely lost it. I had went out of town for just a week to meet up with some friends for a wedding and a little time to myself. During that time they had somehow listed my house on Airbnb and I came back to it almost completely trashed. I, of course, yelled at everyone involved and said some very not nice things, but can you blame me? My house was very beautiful and costed a pretty penny. The two were almost always respectful, so I'd never expected them to pull something like that. I called her mom and explained everything to her and tried my best not to just completely throw them out because I didn't want them to become homeless. I guess during my phone call she decided to make a few of her own. I had gotten some very nice and peaceful phone calls from multiple family members cussing me out and saying that my cousin had called them crying and said that I was trying to throw them out for trying to make some money. I said effed it and told her, "You have overstayed your welcome and is trying to play victim. I want you out by morning." Ever since then I've been getting many phone calls and text messages blaming me for the whole fiasco. So, am I the a-hole? Update: thank you for your comments and I appreciate the feedback. I have threatened to lawyer up, but they offered to just pay for everything, so I think a non-lawful agreement can be made. Now on to the comment section. Not the a-hole. They trashed your house. They're out. They should have given you the rental money for repairs. Also, they didn't ask first because they knew they were doing the wrong thing. Should have taken photos and sent them to all the flying monkeys, asking if who was willing to help you pay for the repairs and damages, since they family, right? Not the a-hole. You don't try to make money off someone else's home. Shaking my head. Not the a-hole. When a guest crosses boundaries in your home they get kicked out. I don't think that's a hard concept. And no, being family doesn't give you a pass to do whatever you want to people's property. Subscribe and click the bell button so that you'll be notified for possible update and for more stories. Feel free to check out the original post, and maybe even help OP by sharing some useful feedback or advice.